some cool people in there. It's fun to just fuck around and, play drums and shit. I'm currently on bass drum. It's very easy and it's a lot of fun. I originally was actually in orchestra. I was doing orchestra for about since I want to say 6th grade, and I'm a senior now. But I mean, I'm going into my senior year, and hopefully, because I did this a little bit closer to the end of school, but I switched from orchestra to band so I could be in percussion, because a couple weeks before the end of school, not a couple weeks, like maybe a month or so, I joined Drumline, and I was having a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, cause orchestra was great. I used to play the cello. Orchestra is great, right? But for someone like me who doesn't necessarily care, that was my problem. Is I didn't really give a shit. Well, I didn't give a shit. It's just, like I mentioned this in the last episode, I was always or one of the episodes, I was always very, very tired after school. So I never really practiced. So I wasn't very good. My junior year, I wasn't very good, so I wasn't really having a lot of fun anymore. And because at this point in time, the people in orchestra have just been going down, you know what I mean. But when I first started playing the cello, first couple of years, there's a lot of people in there, specifically in my section, that I really liked, that I was good friends with, and that I'm still good friends with to this day. Also, I have a mint in my mouth. I forgot that the whole point of ASMR is getting really up close to the microphone, so I apologize if there are some weird, unpleasant noises, like swishing the mint around one side of the mouth to the other, that kind of stuff. But anyway, yeah, the thing that is a bit more pleasing to me is because when you're playing the drums or doing percussion, you don't have to be as precise as you are with an instrument like a cello. So, it's just, I don't know, that's just more appealing, I guess. It just sounds fun, because, there's a lot of people I like in there too. There's some really chill people in there. So, it should be pretty fun, and I think I'm gonna have fun. Assuming I even get to that, because way before, I'm sure you all know how this works, but at some point in the middle-ish of the year, that's when you start to do scheduling. So I didn't put down percussion in my schedule, and I decided that I wanted to do percussion and pursue that towards the end of the year. So my counselor had put me in a wait list to have my classes switched. So assuming this wait list works, I should be in percussion next year, which should be fun. basic thing that everyone like likes to an extent. Not likes, but is like interested in, is like prior like not, I don't want to say sex life because that's definitely not like the proper term, but just like prior people, not prior people, like people from my past that I dated or had fallen for and whatnot. So I think we're gonna talk about that for a little bit. So, oddly enough, I am not the ungodly Chad that everyone who listens to this thinks I am, because that's definitely what you're thinking. I am what some people might call a very late bloomer, in the sense that I didn't really fully understand the concept of dating people. I mean, I knew the concept, I just didn't know how to start it. So there was a lot of awkward, horrible, not horrible, just horrible to me, like awkward, horrible. There's some awkward, horrible things that I did because I didn't really understand how to approach and how to proceed with, like, I really hate that this is what my brain went to, but we're going with it. Okay, so yeah, I just didn't know how things worked. So I did a lot of things that the average human being wouldn't do to try to get with someone. And so what that did, and I'm talking like, when I did this stuff, this was back in like middle school or something, which is really funny because it's fucking middle school. But I mean, then again, everybody does dumb shit they regret in middle school, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. The problem is, I've been in this specific place where I live my whole life. So I'm pretty much, my life so far, I mean, this is what I'm trying to say. I've been in the same place, like living in the same area that I always have been. So I haven't really been to another school. So I've been with the same group of people my whole life. And so what that means essentially is that the stuff I did in middle school tainted my reputation. And so, hold on. So that means in middle school, everybody thinks I'm like the same kind of person, They don't expect anything different. They expect you to do the same thing. So immediately, that means literally no one in my grade, in that group, is like interested at all. They don't want to do any of that sort of thing. My apologies. So that creates a big problem for me, because it's like there's no one I can possibly get with, because that's the thing. First impressions really do mean everything. They mean absolutely everything. Like, now that these people have that first first impression of me, that's all they associate me with now. Like, and no one can deny this. It's true. It's facts. It's factual information. Like, if there is someone who drops, like, you're in the lunch line, let's say, hypothetically, let's say that you're still in school, assuming whatever or whoever. Okay, look, I'm getting very off track here. Let's just say in this scenario, you're in the school lunch line, and you see this guy, and he got his food, right? And then he starts to walk towards his table, and you've never seen this guy before. So you see him walking towards the table, and he falls and drops everything. Your first impression is he's clumsy. So you're always going to associate with him. You're always going to associate that incident with him forever. And then you're always going to, like, think he's a clumsy idiot. Unless proven otherwise, of course. But the hard thing is proving otherwise. Because once you're, thought of as that, it's hard to come back and be like, hey guys, I changed, I'm different now. Like, I think that's why people hold grudges, I think. That's a good example, actually. Like, let's say your best friend was being a huge asshole to you, and at that point you're like, fuck this guy. Okay, this guy's being a real douchebag, so we're gonna part ways. So that last incident, you're just gonna always associate with that person. So let's say like 2, 3, 4 years later, whatever, you see him walking on his own, just walking outside while you're taking a stroll in the neighborhood. The first thing you'd probably want to do is just completely avoid that person, even though maybe that person has changed a lot, like a completely different person. I don't even know why I'm talking about this, because I think everybody understands that kind of concept already. Like, it's a pretty self-explanatory, yeah, I said that right. I'm so tired. But anyway, I don't even remember what I was talking about. I think I was talking about my life. Okay, yeah, so getting back on track here. Once everybody in my group, in that grade, has those perceptions of me and associate me with what I did in the past, it's hard to find people who will give you a chance to hear you out. So basically, at that point, and this is in high school, at that point in high school, when I started thinking about those kind of things again, literally no one is available. And so at that point, you just start to just not give a fuck. But then again, I did have a girlfriend, so that sounds really bad, actually. Okay, so let me give more explanation here. My girlfriend, we met, I think we started dating back when I was in 8th grade. I will not give away how we met, but basically she didn't go to that school. So, complete stranger, didn't know anything about me. So it was like a perfect opportunity. So I went for it. She went for it. we started dating for the next 3-4 years. Now, keep in mind, last time I did mention that we took a bit of a break. It was a decent break. It wasn't like that short, really. So within that time span, within that time span, I started to think about dating people again. Because when I say, taking a break, I think we all know what that means, so I'm not even gonna try to explain it. But anyway, yeah, at that point, I was sort of thinking about things like that. Like, I gotta get back out there. I'm gonna try, because I know I'm a changed person. I'm a lot different. So, like, maybe someone will give me a chance. Turns out, one, people didn't care. People didn't care. And two, I didn't actually really change that much. Because I still didn't know how to, like, approach people like that. And do all that sort of thing. Because back then, in my mind, I thought you just had to go up to someone and be like, hey, you want to go on a date? And then they're going to be like, yeah, sure. It's not like that at all. Because they don't know you. And you don't know them. I mean, I'm sure some people do it like that, but, not these people. So anyway. And you think I would have learned that it's not like that. But the fact of the matter is, my girlfriend, when we first met, it was basically like that. We knew each other for like maybe a day at the most. And then she was just like, hey, do you wanna like go out and shit? And I was like, yeah, sure, okay. So that was practically like handed to me. So I still didn't know that it wasn't like that. So that's how I figured out that people just still didn't want to give me a chance, which is understandable, because I was kind of weird. Not like terrible weird, as in like I did weird, terrible things. I just said the same thing basically, but you get what I mean. Just I don't know. But anyway, so this was just the long version of saying I've only dated one person, because at the moment it is still like this. People do not want to give me a chance because of my past, which is, again, understandable. But also, fuck you. But, I think that now it's my last year in high school. I'm just gonna go all out and just be really risky and try to find people that don't know me, and I don't know them. So it's, already not a failure. So, that's honestly why I've been, I don't know. I was gonna say that's kind of why I've been working out a lot, because people will say shit like, oh, it's all about personality. Shut the fuck up. It's bullshit. And I think everyone knows that it's bullshit. You have to at least look good for the mass majority of people. But then again, I guess to an extent, that's true. But the problem is, people will only approach other people that they think look good. And so at that point, they get to a lot of people think, or at least the people in my like school. That's how they think. So like, don't take my word for that, because it's definitely different with a lot of other people. It's just the people that I've known in my life. That's how they think. But yeah. Anyway. I've mentioned the music a lot. Like, I've done music, I do music. I think I'm gonna, like, give you guys the like, links to my, like, music stuff. I'm on Spotify. I know it's not the most ideal platform to use, but I've already spent some good money. So, good money to get on Spotify. So I'm not just gonna shift gears just yet. So I think I'll give that away and see if anyone listens. Because I will say I think I do have some pretty good stuff on there. Like, I'll say this. If you like, I'm so sorry. If you like chill music, like chill, warm, relaxing music, then definitely stop by. Or if you like weird, dark, instrumental music, yeah, that's the thing. All my music is entirely instrumental, because it's just like, it's not easy, but it's just the most ideal thing that I want to do. And I might give away my Instagram, but I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. But then again, my Spotify does have my Instagram linked to it, so either way you'll know. So I guess it doesn't matter, but anyway. So I've mentioned music a lot. That's where I was going with it, really. I've been trying to, like, come up with a good album. Because I have a decent amount of albums. They all have around, like, 7 songs and whatnot. Or 7 tracks, I should say. But I'm trying to come up with a good album, and I'm talking like 13 songs. And I sort of already have like a decent concept down. Because that's the thing. You know what? I'm gonna leave that for another episode, because that would be a pretty good standalone episode to just talk about music and, my process and what I do and, how I come up with this shit and how I make everything. Like, that'd be a good, a good soul. What the fuck am I talking about? That would be a good episode. Yeah, that's it. So, I'm such a mess. I'm such a fucking mess. The sad thing is, now that I've actually tried to think about things to talk about in my life, the more I realize my life is literally just nothing. It's so fucking mundane and boring. Like, there are, like, some things ex-best friend, and now splitting up with them was the worst thing to ever happen to me. The problem about stuff like that is I don't know if I want people to know that story. Because there's other people involved, you know, I have to, like, respect the other people involved. So, you know, maybe I probably will, at some point in time, talk about it, because, like, this is never gonna blow up anyway, so, you know, what's the point? But, I don't know. Like, yeah, I have some mildly interesting things to talk about. But, you know, I just don't know if I should, or if I can, or, you know, how to start and go about it. It's just weird, I don't know. This was probably the most pointless episode. Oh my god. This was probably the most pointless episode so far, so I think I'm just gonna leave it here. Oh my god. Wait. Hold on. There was something I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember what it was. It had something to do with the channel, I know it did. Oh my god, what was it? Oh yeah. So, yesterday's video, I just lost it. But basically, comments on the video, on yesterday's video, were turned off for some, like, stupid reason. And I didn't turn them off, so at the end of the video, okay, I remember now. So at the end of the video, I asked the one subscriber, and I remember your name now. I'm pretty sure it was ICU, like ISIU. I told this individual to, you know, leave a comment about what you want me to talk about, and, like, you know, ask me questions and shit. But then the comments were turned off, and I don't know why they were turned off. I didn't turn them off. I turned them on eventually, but that was, like, a little bit after I uploaded it, so I'm pretty sure ICU, I don't know your pronouns, I'm sorry, you know, saw the comments were turned off before I turned them back on. So I apologize. I didn't do that on purpose, I promise. I value your opinion and your questions, and I would love to hear some things you would like me to talk about. And, you know, I'm probably gonna be up for a bit, so if you see this, like, somewhat after, like a little bit after I upload this, like maybe 20-30 minutes after, leave a comment for some things for me to talk about, please. I would love to hear some things that you want me to talk about. Literally anything. You can ask the most uncomfortable questions, and I'll talk about it. So just ask me any burning questions, and I will talk about it, I promise. And also, I will give you that video with the noises from episode 3, but I'm gonna give you, like, a longer video. I won't just, like, clip the video that I won't just, like, clip the sound out of episode 3, I'll make like a dedicated video with that sound. But the problem is I don't remember how I got the sound because I changed up some of the settings. So I've been trying to figure it out for a little bit, but I'm sure I'll get it eventually. I just don't know when. So yeah, I'm not ignoring you. I promise. I promise. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this one here. This was a very boring episode, and I apologize.